at dyslexia. Now, if that means anything at all, well, it is said that 1 in 5 children, 1 out of every 5 people in the world have this condition or have suffered this condition. Now, this condition is genetic, but what exactly is it? It is all about difficulties in reading, spelling. Now, do you even know what is wrong with your child and how to handle it? Do you even know why your child doesn't enjoy going to school? Well, stay with us. We'll be back. Welcome back. Now, this is the Daily Agenda segment, still here on Daybreak. Now, I'm talking to 2 gentlemen. Now, this topic is very sensitive, a very crucial issue that we need to look at carefully and see how well we're doing. How much do we even know about this topic? Looking at dyslexia. Now, what is dyslexia? When we say dyslexia, no, I know, say, baby or what, they're so aware of it. Research upon research has been conducted on it, and so the general public are fairly aware of what dyslexia is all about. I have Eugene Ahun to the extreme left. He's self-advocate for Cognition Africa. Eugene, good morning.
Good morning.
And I have Ishmael Hammond, who is also a social worker working with Special Attention Project. Yeah. Special Attention Project deals mainly with children on the street.
Yes.
Isn't it? So you're daily on the field with them?
Yes, please. Yes. Specifically, we are looking at children that have dropped out of school and they are living independently in the streets because they just can't learn in the classroom. And at the home settings, they are very, very difficult to handle because of these learning difficulties. So parents get frustrated over these children, and the children also get frustrated. They need their freedom. They need to be heard. So they drop out from home, from school, and then from home as well, and they come and live in the streets. Yes.
Now, there are many reasons why a child may not be able to learn. Now, today we're focusing on dyslexia. Yes. Right? That is one of the areas in which children are affected. Yeah. But if you can define for me what dyslexia is. Okay. Do we even have a Ghanaian word for it? I don't think so. Well, maybe there is, but...
Yeah, maybe there is. But dyslexia is basically difficulty in reading, writing, and spelling. And also has to do with movement and coordination. So when you see a 13-year-old child that has repeated his class for 2 times or 3 times, still in P3 or P4, and still struggling to write his or her name, they write the letters upside down. They write they can't sequence events. Even the sentence when you write the cat sat on the mat, they read it backwards, that the mat sat on the cat. Teachers in the classroom think children like this are ruffians, they are lazy, and they are troublesome. But these are indications of
that means the teachers also have to be educated on this condition very well.
Yes, most teachers don't know about these difficulties. They are aware of the traditional disabilities, hearing impairment, visual impairment.
Yes, very conventional.
Yes, but the specific learning difficulties
cannot be seen.
Yeah, cannot be seen. Yeah, so therefore, it's difficult to detect. Some of these children also don't know what really is happening to them. Yeah, and they put up negative behaviors. Yes, yeah, just to call for their.
Because they see there's something not quite right with them. Yes, and they're not sure what it is or how to handle it.
Yes.
Now, if the child is not sure how it is or how to handle this, at least the parent ideally should have been able to handle it. Okay, so Eugene, let me come to you. Why Cognition Africa? How did you get into this?
Yeah, it's quite interesting how I got it. I started out with Cognition Africa. I'm dyslexic too, but we didn't notice it. My family didn't notice it until like my adult years. So the school stress, the trauma you go through in class, all the beating, you're teaching you this, you're not getting it. Yeah. I never got my math straight, I was always failing in math and all that. They are all symptoms, I couldn't tie my shoelaces until I was 10 years old. They are all indicators,
Yeah, 10 years old, yeah.
Because you have
so that's the coordination in the movement,
eye-hand coordination, all those, So trying to grow out of it, I came up with Cognition Africa to, my experience was quite bizarre. So I was sort of like, it's rather unfortunate for I didn't want any trend of kids, the African kids, to go through that experience anymore. So with Cognition Africa, I work with, in collaboration with NGOs who are particularly into SPLDs. Yeah.
That's special.
People with specific learning difficulties.
Yeah.
So with my experience and my research basis, I have a total of about close to 7 years learning experience and research experience on dyslexia, and then specifically with people.
You're doing a whole thesis on
exactly.
You're going to be doing
exactly. People ask you, "Are you a medical student?" People like, "Is it part of your study in school?" And no, it's not part. It's my interest, you know. Yeah, and
the experience as well.
And my experience.
So when it came to you and you talked about this, you're talking about dyslexia. What was your experience? For example, when it came to reading.
Yeah.
What was the difficulty?
In reading, I experienced a lot of visual stress. Visual stress is I'm reading a page and then your eyes start to water. You feel tired. Sometimes you skip some of the sentences. And then when you're asked to read aloud in class, that's the terrible aspect.
Really?
Yeah, you can't process. You just freeze. You know, dyslexic the brain works on something scientists call semantic coding. Semantic coding, and then because we think in picture, and then if you're reading, and then there's each sentence you read, you
generally
have to get,
human beings think in picture, or you mean dyslexic, the condition makes
the condition,
people,
yeah, it opens that part of your
right.
brain responsible for imagination.
Yeah.
So you have that, you're reading, and then each sentence you read, you have to be able to create a mental image in your head of what you're reading.
Yeah.
So we have something we call trigger words. Trigger words are the words that dyslexics can make mental images of.
Okay.
So a child is reading a sentence, the boy is going to school, and then he goes to S, and then S is a trigger word, and then he can form a mental picture of it, and then he freezes,
So
and there's this disorientation, and then the teacher comes and she's screaming on you. We just read this yesterday. We just read this yesterday. Why can't you read it today? You know, it doesn't make sense to the child. That's how it works. You know, it's quite frustrating when you don't know.
But then, it doesn't mean they're unintelligent.
Yeah, dyslexia is no respecter of intelligence or IQ. It can affect all levels of intelligence. Basically, Einstein was dyslexic. Einstein couldn't tie his shoelaces until he died.
At least you tied it when you were 10.
At least I tried.
It's no wonder when you go to the nursery schools, ideally you should find something they call dressing frames, where they have press studs, they have hook and eyes, they have buttons, zips for the children to laces. You know, they're done in a certain way, but the children just practice with their hands on these, and they enjoy. It's fun for them. So they practice lacing and all that, so that they put these skills together. So if a nursery child is learning to do it, and if somebody at the age of 10 is still not able to, then it means clearly there's something wrong. I'll come back to you, but do parents know their children? Before I even come to teachers, in your experience, do parents know or understand at all, or do you find that some parents even understand what is happening to their children? What is it that would make a parent so angry and so frustrated that they would even contemplate poisoning their child, or even killing them in one way or another?
Yes. You know, we have a drop-in center at Kandishi where I go out during school hours to interact with children that are not in school. So we have a criteria, which means that when you are out of school and you told me you dropped out of P5, then I expect a P5 pupil to be able to write the name at least, or the alphabet. But these children cannot do that. Yet they are very intelligent. They can tell you issues, even politics. They can tell you the names of American presidents. So we bring them to our center, and then we reintegrate them wherever they are coming from in the country. I send them home. It seems that parents really don't know what is happening. A lot of parents attribute the issue of dyslexia or specific learning difficulties to spiritualism, or they send the children to pastors, to prayer camps, just for them to be healed.
Or even beat them.
Yes, they also beat them. I ask parents to find out the cause of the behavior and not really to attack the behavior. And since most parents don't know about specific learning difficulties and what is happening to their children. Yes, and a lot of the parents easily gets frustrated. But you see,
they get frustrated. Why? Because the children are not interested in going to school.
They get frustrated.
That's one of the...
Yeah, they get frustrated because indeed, and I could put myself in their shoes, that we are talking about extremely difficult children.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult.
What makes them so difficult?
The difficulty is that they're having problems at school, and they are not, although they are intelligent, they are not performing like the rest of the children. Yeah. The education system, as we have it now, does not promote. It's quite a straight jacket. It does not promote individual learning. So once the teacher taught ABCD yesterday, and today about half of the class can do that, and you can get that, then it means you are lazy, you are dumb, and you are unintelligent, and you are drawing the teacher back. But we thought that these difficult children are rather why the teachers were trained and why you should be a parent, because they will bring the best out of you. By the time you finish training up children like this, you should beat your chest to say that. Yes, so these are some of the things some of the ideas that we share with
they don't
parents.
feel accepted in the schools. You know, teachers, they are beaten because they seemingly don't seem to get what is being taught, as if the teacher is not doing their job well. And at home too,
they are pretending. They just don't want to learn. That is why they don't want to go to school.
So which age group, well, you mentioned P5 earlier, but then which age groups do you normally come in contact with in this situation?
There are children as young as 8 years, 7 years.
On the streets.
That have spent more than a year in the streets.
Now, the funny thing is that 7 out of 10 of those children, I'm told by Ishmael, that 7 out of 10 of those children are likely to come onto the streets on the invitation of other children on the street.
Yes.
So if they tell you, if you're not happy in the home, streets, so you find your freedom. You know, you don't have to go to school.
Yes.
That is serious.
Yeah, it's because, you know, the kind of bond between child and parents is kind of breaking up. Parents think, you know, once it's normal, once you think you working to get something and that thing is not working, you leave it. Most parents leave their children to take care of themselves because they've done whatever they could. But that is why you are a parent. Yeah. And you really
we would like to open the phone lines very soon. But what are some of the very early telltale signs?
Okay. Yeah. Some of the signs start even before school. I mean, school age. I mean, before the child starts school. You know, as early as some children with a potency or who are, I mean, likely to be predisposed to dyslexia, have delayed speech. They delay in acquiring the act of talking, just the regular talking. Really? Yeah. In crawling,
they're behind, basically.
They're behind, basically. Even some of them start crawling, but then start tripping on their hands. You know, poor hand-eye coordination. The coordination is poor. Yeah, and then normal stuff like normal regular stuff you expect a child to do, like at a certain age, to wear simple clothing like singlet, or shoes, tying shoelaces, doing simple tasks like some even get clumsy. They can't. You see, it's the condition affects your memory. So you have that's how come your muscle memory is affected too.
What do you mean muscle memory is affected?
Muscle memory is basically the human mind is an autopilot. You basically don't have to train yourself to learn how to pick a pen. Yeah. Naturally, you're growing up, and then it has to come naturally. That's right. Your muscles are trained to
coordinate that,
pick it up. But the condition affects your memory, your muscle memory. So you get clumsy sometimes. You pick up a teacup and you drop it sometimes.
And then if you're not careful, you'll be shouted at.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that worsens it.
That worsens because dyslexia. The biggest challenge for dyslexia is disorientation. Yeah. It's a challenge. You know, you go to banks, and then they give you forms. to fill, and they get disoriented with the dots, the boxes.
You are just lost.
The boxes and all that, and you're lost. You're just lost. You get disoriented. They look at you. You tell somebody to help you at the bank, and they look at you like, are you
look at you.
fine, boy? You can fill a form in this. But it's like that.
But so it's like a mental block at a point.
Yeah,
You can get.
but it has advantages too.
What are the advantages?
Yeah.
Because you mentioned something. You said in our conversation earlier, you said something like the gift of dyslexia,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, okay, it's a gift.
Yeah, I wouldn't exchange my condition for anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. It opens up your you have quite a detailed sense of imagination. Yeah, that's how come I can write good. Yeah. And then you have unexpected. You can create.
Because it can affect your handwriting as well.
Yeah, dyspraxia. I have a terrible handwriting. Yeah, that's all part of the symptoms, the indicators. But then it's I think it's sometimes you get unexpected. You can make unexpected links or connections to issues. You can get answers you don't know where they're dropping from. You know a little bit about everything. Sometimes I go to places they ask you, did you do engineering?
Because you've read so much.
Yeah, but the concepts come naturally.
Another, if I can comment about the symptoms, I like to tackle it from the issue of the parents, and then when you see that your child has lost interest in school, you should find out why. Especially, it's only on Mondays that they start looking for their school uniform, or they want to wash their school uniform. They will try very hard.
Why?
Yeah, they just avoid school. They just don't want to go to school. These are some of the symptoms that parents should foresee that perhaps something is happening. So when your child is crying and does not want to go to school, don't just beat the child. Get to the school and find out. Dyslexic children are daydreamers. You see them sitting down laughing, and there's a lot of activities in the brain.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we open the phone lines, and then the show continues. Do stay with us. You get a chance to call after the break. You're welcome back. Now, the line to call, the number to dial is 0302-220-541 or 239-538. So 220-541 or 239-538. So do call. You may know or have heard of somebody with the condition, or you yourself may even, because 1 in 5 out of is that correct? 1 in 5 out of people are born, but various degrees.
It's estimated that about 20% of the world's population is just quite dyslexic.
Okay, let me still continue with you. What are some of the things that you have done to help yourself?
Okay. Well, personally, with my experience, I felt cheated. I felt betrayed by the system, because my intelligence was never appreciated, or because my intelligence never reflected in the classroom. I was always failing in math and all that. It's quite terrible,
But then you knew you were intelligent.
Yeah, but I knew I was smart, So I was like, you know what? I don't really appreciate.
Let me pick this phone. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
All right, where are you calling from and your name, please?
I am Tina, calling from Accra.
Okay, Tina, go ahead.
I want to congratulate the gentleman for the work they are doing.
Yeah.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
a good work. And for coming out loud to tell the whole world that this is the condition you are facing and this is how the way out. I think it's a big thumbs up to him. And I learned about this condition when I was watching a particular movie, Stars on Earth. I had no idea about this condition, but when I watched that movie, I got to know how the condition was. And there was a teacher in the movie, how he helped a particular child, and you realize that those children are very brilliant. They have other intelligent skills they can use. So I urge all parents with such conditions, at least touch hold of that movie and have a look at it. You will learn a lot out of it. I did, and I believe I will make a better impact in the life of a child and make in such a condition.
Yeah, sure you will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's very true.
It's true what she said. It's really true. No, we are really smart. We have really smart people on the streets in Africa.
Because you're telling me that it takes a very intelligent child to be able to survive on the streets.
Yes.
Because he said that, well, even you as an adult, when you're short of money for a day, you don't even know what to do. Yeah.
You know, these children leave home because they want to be heard.
Yeah.
You know, as little as we are, a 6-year-old child knows what it means to be free. And children want the sense of belonging. They want to be free. So parents should not always attack their behavior, the cause of their action, but find out why.
I think I have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, today the ladies are calling. Normally it's the men who go. Please go ahead. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, we're listening.
Yeah, I want to call on the program because mostly when these kids go to school and they're not able to spell, you know, understand the words and stuff like that, they think that they are not learning that hard. Yeah. But I think in a class, right, if you are supposed to teach in a way, not everybody that is going to get it.
Yeah.
So I feel that the teachers should pay attention to the children, right, and then find out those people who they think they're not able to like read well, and then spell, and then try to see if they can teach them in a different way.
In a different way, find other ways of teaching them.
Find other ways of teaching them, with either maybe finding objects to teach them, like maybe if it's an apple, right, and you're expecting the child at that age to know what an apple is, at least you could bring a picture or something to identify for that child.
Are you a teacher yourself?
No, I'm not a teacher myself, but my kid sister has got that kind of symptoms. I feel, so even though like she goes to class and then she's taught and then she's supposed to do well, I find out that like, so I try to like write it like so many times for her to spell and get it before she's able to
different ways
really, you know, get. But I know like she's not good. She's good and everything. So I think that the teachers and the parents should take their time to their kids.
So first of all, they need to understand what is happening.
Yes, first of all, they need to understand the kids. They think that they are leading.
Yeah.
But I think they are not. I think it's the symptoms. Yeah.
But then does it mean, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
But then are there not lazy children though?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
It's relative.
Yes, they
it's
are.
Relative.
Yes.
Okay. How so?
It's relative though. I mean, dealing with dyslexia actually, sometimes the classwork.
Yes.
Classwork, you can normally, dyslexics can't normally keep up with the classwork, you know, and then some can compensate to a certain level, right? Some can take the heat to a certain level. Well, I think I could take the heat to a certain level, but then when it goes beyond that level, that's when you get disoriented, and then the symptoms start pricking up. You know, when you start.
So you think there will be a threshold for each and every one? Will have their own. Yeah.
Some kids won't try at all. Some kids won't try at all.
Okay.
I mean, let's go,
because at times we're fast and approaching. I'll pick a call and then you tell us how to overcome it or how to at least. Hello, good morning. Hello.
My name is Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Yeah, I think what the gentlemen, they are doing a very good job, and it's exposing all of us to the fact that we refuse to either know or we don't want to know. And this, like a star on earth, I watched that movie and I was touched. I'm a teaching for a very long time. After watching that, I was touched that we need to do a very good job in the classroom. For example, you came, you take your book, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4.
Yeah.
The child to cope with that. They said one wrong, one came. But I have realized that when you write the words on the board and you drill it. You make them copy it several times. You clean it and you ask them to rewrite it. Some can be able to even get the 10/10 or even the 20/50 for you. Those that you do not even believe that they can even write one. So I think there is a way of getting this education done to our teachers at the basic level, even at the JHS.
Yeah,
there is no useless child in classrooms.
There's no,
and that is why you are made to be there and make them people rather than complaining. So I think it's a good thing, but unfortunately, the teachers, the whatever, I believe we are now in the classroom learning. We are not listening. I have the chance to stay for a reason to listen to this program. So I think the education you are doing is very important. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Well done. Thank you, Mary, for the contribution. That contribution was also very valuable to us anyway. But quickly, how do you overcome it? At least in your experience.
That's a big question, because dyslexia, fortunately or unfortunately, you cannot be totally cured, but then it can be managed through the right channels. SAP Ghana is doing a great job with the assessment, and then the diagnosis in place, and then you guys do a little bit of
the individual education. And we also train teachers.
To try to stabilize the kids in a way. There are other organizations around trying to help, after the assessment, try to take you through some training and all that. But then after some time, the kids get to, after going through the program, they get to be stabilized, more confident, and then they find their self-esteem, and then they find their feet, and then they can compensate to a level. But then the condition doesn't totally go away.
But what can you do for yourself if you're a sufferer, or if you happen to have this condition?
Okay. We are dealing mostly with children that they themselves really don't know what is happening to them. So the education rather should go to the caregivers, the parents, the teachers. Now, teachers will try to teach the children in using different techniques. Some of the children love colors, so teach them the alphabets with colors. Let them write in the sand, in the air, on their body.
Fun ways of doing it.
The Montessori approach of learning. Let them learn, and through learning, let them play, and through play they learn. Also, teach children the sound of the alphabet instead of teaching them just the sign, letter. The shape, the letter. Teach them the sound itself, and that makes easy reading. You should also, as Eugene said, don't ask your child, a dyslexic child, to read aloud in public, because it confuses them a lot. But the ultimate thing is to be patient. I know it is very, very difficult.
Both parents, teachers.
It's very, very difficult to teach these children. I don't know if I can bring that way, but they can bring the hell out of you. But patience is the thing. And over there at our center, we are also doing our best to help these children get out of the street. Now, they don't need to come to the street at all. So we are educating parents to have time for their children. They should know their children before the children confide in other people.
Okay. Any final words? Just
my
5 seconds.
Final words is God never creates a stupid brain. Every child is capable of learning. The brain is such a dynamic piece. So we don't we just don't tag people, the kids, with names, and then families don't reject you.
Your school days must have been horrible.
Yeah, my school days were terrible.
You don't want to remember.
It's terrible, but you learn to grow out of it.
All right.
We're here to help.
You're here to help. So, Cognition Africa. Eugene Ahun from Cognition Africa, he's a self-advocate. He's actually somebody who is actually living with dyslexia and managing it. So his handwriting is nice now. He's done a lot of research on it. That actually goes to show that you're really smart indeed.
Exactly.
A lot of research on it. And I've also been talking to social worker from the Special Attention Project, Ishmael Hammond, who works daily on the street with these children, trying to get them from, he hears a lot of stories. He tells me that sometimes you take a child home and the mother's like, I don't know what to do with this child anymore. Say, you know, when the parents are saying that, not just so thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us. It's been a pleasure. I think we may do some more of this. This education has to go down further and further. So you have been a fantastic and a wonderful people out there watching the show. I always say that you're the best part of the show. You're the most important part of the show. But for myself and the entire crew, we'll sign out now and make a date with us again tomorrow with another edition of Daybreak. My name is Ajiba Yirinchi. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
And now that's mine.